Hey y'all, it's Nomadic Shaman here. Thank you for visiting my page. Today's channeled song, well, I don't have a channeled song. It's more so a channeled movie and it's called Double Take. It's brought to you by Double Take. And that's supposed to be with the two comedians, Eddie Griffin and Orlando Jones. I don't know if anybody ever has caught that movie before, but just a brief synopsis. It's centering uh investment banker, I believe, who was framed by a huge multi-million dollar money laundering scheme. So he was framed basically to take the fall. And so he's on this quest to clear his name. And it's like my ancestors got jokes because they pointed me to this comedy. I guess they want me to watch it, um, get some enjoyment out of it. So they want me to watch it. I'll probably watch it over the weekend. But that's fitting, very fitting, because that's essentially the life that I had lived since what, 2020, up until this point. But anyhow, I thought that was funny. So the reason why I'm making this video is for a couple of reasons. One is what day is it? It is August 21st, 2025. It is on a Thursday. And I can honestly say from this date, I have yet to receive any communications from the courts that were mailed to me. And again, if you are trying to get in contact with me, do not call me. Do not try to mail anything to me. Okay? It has to be done in person. It just has to be done in person. Whether I come to you or you come to me, it has to be done in person if you expect me to get any type of communications from the courts. Okay, is that serious? Reason being, I actually went to go by my mail, pick up my mail, what was it, maybe yesterday. And as I was going through it, mostly was junk mail, but then there was one particular piece of mail that was all covered and it was coming from a bank. And lo and behold, that bad boy was already opened and ripped open. Okay, so that's just an example. And I did ask my spiritual team, I said, was that the mailman? They told me no, it was somebody else. It was actually a woman. So that's what they told me, y'all. So there you have it. They still stealing my mail and or opening up my mail to determine whether or not it's worth stealing, y'all. So anyways, but the other part that I wanted to bring to light was, dang, what was the other thing I wanted to bring to light? Oh, I wanted to share with you something earlier that happened this week. I think it was on Tuesday. So here I am minding my perfectly, my black ass business. And I'm scrolling through Instagram watching memes, videos. And then what ended up happening was, I believe it was midnight on August 20th. Midnight, August 20th, I think that's on a Tuesday. I heard people banging on my door. But it wasn't so much banging on my door. It was like a jamming opening, like trying to forcefully open my door. And it wasn't the first attempt. They did it twice. It was around midnight. Now, around this time, usually my neighbor to the right is still up, at least the boy is. And then definitely the people downstairs are up because I can hear them. But I say that to say there's a lot of the echo you can hear whenever anybody bangs on anybody's door, you can hear it. And so that's what happened. And shortly after, the attempt, I guess, to either open the door or maybe to alarm or scare me, I heard laughter. Okay, kind of like mocking type of laughter, to which I got up and I was about to get my shit. Because the thing is, it's all games and jokey jokes, right? But then if I open the door and bust a cap in your ass, and that's just something altogether different, then it no longer becomes funny, right? So, anyways, y'all. Anyways, so moving on, the last part that I wanted to share with you today, because it's going to be a fairly quick video, is I'm going to tie all of this in and say that portals. So those who are spiritualists, occultists, root workers, under the umbrella that do spiritual work and type of spiritual work, new and old, anywhere in between. We all know that tarot cards are portals, right? And we also know that mirrors can be portals. And so we do what we can to protect ourselves or put in safeguards so that we don't get any uninvited guests, or to prevent any type of spying, spiritual scrying, to mitigate that. So nobody is like peeping and nobody's coming through, right? So we always put in safeguards in place to protect ourselves and then to go ahead and close our portals. So that's one thing that I wanted to send as a reminder. For some, a PSA announcement for others. Remember, y'all, to protect your portals, your mirrors, to cleanse, to close, to lock, to seal, in whichever manner that works best for you. The other part that I wanted to speak about is mirrors and tarot cards aren't the only portals. Okay, Spirit had also shared with me paintings are portals. Okay, so be mindful of that. Always cleanse, clear, lock, seal. And then the other part of it is beds are portals as well. So do what you need to do as far as maintaining your spiritual hygiene, your maintenance, to ensure that you are protected at all times. Because I will say, for me, they caught me slipping. They caught me slipping, but that was just a reminder for me to always be consistent in my practices as it relates to protecting myself. Okay. So, one thing that I will share is something, no, Spirit said someone tried to come through my bed via portal. Okay. And I knew it wasn't a spirit. I knew it wasn't a spirit because I don't know if anybody else can, but I'm able to distinguish between spirits and if it's actually someone who's holding a physical human vessel, but it's just gifted spiritually. Okay, so in other words, I can tell the difference between a spirit coming into my home versus someone who is astral projecting. Okay, like a live person who's astral projecting into my home. And so I was informed that it was actually a live person, a witch, okay, who used my bed as a portal, y'all. So anyways, I just wanted to come through to serve as a reminder, protect yourself. And it's also a reminder for myself. Okay. And I believe that's it. So until the next one, I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Peace.